number 1. Friday night feature of the big deal coming to green off turn 4. We are underway.
Bobby going to slide way up the hill, use the momentum as we work him down and off in turn number 2, all the way to the top side. Jake Tim with the horsepower down the back straightaway. 4 wide, stair-stepped and staggered as we work him into 3 and 4. Your race leader going to be, surprise, surprise, Mr. Jake Tim.
Bobby Pierce, a little bit of a slip there. I'm not sure if it was maybe a little bit slick or that thing just didn't handle on entry of turn number 1, the first lap. It'll be Jake Tim, Kennedy Swan, and then a 3-car battle. Chisholm, Pierce, and Ethan Dotson down the front straightaway. Jake Tim continues to set the pace at 49.
3 wide battles a couple of times over inside of your top 10 cars. Your race leader getting out front. K Swan rides second. Third spot belongs to Jim Chisholm. Then it'll be the 00 of Dotson, the 32 of Bobby Pierce. Your top 5 cars starting to break away from the rest of the field.
Outside of the top 5, it's Tyler Nicely, David Stremme, Ryan Thomas, 6th, 7th, 8th, 19 of Sorensen, and a 3-wide battle for 10th right now. Mason Ziegler hanging on to that spot in 25 seat.
We talked a little bit last night about how the balance of the cars were a little bit USRA heavy, not because of the talent or anything else, other than just the sheer numbers. Tonight, leveled the playing field because the UMP cars are better represented. More cars, better chances, right? 2
USRA cars, 2 UMP cars, and a WISSOTA car in the top 5 right now as they continue to circle Mississippi Thunder Speedway. We're early, 5 laps scored, 25 to go in this 30-lapper, but so far it is Jake Tim running away up front, 49.
Kennedy Swan, Jim Chisholm working out over that number 2 position. We get a cool looking drone shot right off the rear deck, then the Gorilla Mills car number 49. Your race leader Jake Tim out front, set hot pace. He went 15.29 and 1 on the last pass. That was 3/10 quicker than K Swan and a 15.522.
Jim Chisholm running down Kennedy Swan for that 2nd spot. Speaking of the battle for the runner-up spot here, Kennedy Swan about a 4/10 of a second advantage on the 3rd place running Chisholm 24. Ethan Dotson and Bobby Pierce running out of the top 5 still. Tyler Nicely is driven away from David Stremme a bit. Still 6th, but closing in on the top 5.
Jake Tim with a 1.4-second advantage over Kennedy Swan, but looming in the near distance is lap traffic for the Gorilla Mill car number 49. Working on the turn number 4. This time it'll be 9 laps scored to the books of 21 laps to go. Jake Tim out front showing the way.
Jake Tim is rapidly rolling up on the tail of the field in that 49 car, about 2 laps, and he will encounter the back of the field, and they run side by side. And Chisholm and Swan in a good battle for 2nd. Dotson and Pierce still a good battle for 4th. And it's Nicely, then it's Stremme, then it's Thomas, then it's Sorensen, and still Mason Ziegler rounding out the top 10.
Lap times have started to steady out at a 15.74 for your race leader Jake Tim. It was 15.796 for Kennedy Swan. Top 3 cars in the same 1/10 of a second bracket. As we work towards those lap traffic cars, Jake Tim going to pick off 2 quick ones. Now through 3 and 4 this time. It'll be a dozen laps scored and 18 to go.
Working up on the halfway here this Friday night 30-lapper. Tim continues to roll around the top side of 1 and 2. He's going to be forced to go around the top side of 3 and 4 as he's got slower cars right in front of him. Continues to be about a 2-second advantage over Kennedy Swan. Now Jim Chisholm has a band at the bottom. He'll work around the outside trying to get that 2nd spot away here off turn 4.
K Swan going to slide up, cut the momentum off as we work him down into 1 and 2. Chisholm going to go higher now. Swan will slide up, slam the door. Chisholm back to the inside, side by side there. Oh, baby. Jim Chisholm going to send it as we work down for turn 4. You got a new 2nd place car, and it's Jim Chisholm.
Jake Tim, meanwhile, threading the needle through 3 lapped cars. 3 of Kelly Shryock, 89 of A.J. Diemel, and the 02 of Tanner Mullins. Shryock able to hold on to the lead lap here for a moment as we are halfway through.
Jake Tim going to throw a half a slider over a lap car. Grimes a layup, given the position as they work him down the back straightaway. Almost a whole straight advantage. It was 2.6 seconds over Jim Chisholm at the last pass. We'll check it when they come to the strike this time. As they go, we're working the back half of this with 16 laps squared away, 14 laps to go.
Jake Tim's got about 6 lap cars between himself and 2nd place running Jim Chisholm right now. Tim's looking solid out front here. We'll see if Chisholm's able to weave his way through lap cars. I don't think Jake Tim's going to slow down any either. Has pretty good battles here. Now we've got a battle developing for 5th. Tyler Nicely has run down Ethan Dotson. They will battle. Actually, that's a battle now for 4th as Nicely has already gone by the 32 of Pierce. He had to hit the brakes there as a couple cars got together. Let's keep an eye on Tyler Nicely. He's up to 4th.
Jake Tim, your race leader out front, not missing anything other than a masterful piece of slice and dice, working through lap traffic. Almost a straightaway back, 6-7 cars in between the top. Jim Chisholm rising to the number 2 spot at the stripe. The gap will be 2.66. That's down 0.3 from the last pass. Jim Chisholm is starting to chew on that gap a little bit. Kennedy Swan 2 seconds back, and then Tyler Nicely a half a second off the 18S.
Yeah, Nicely just took that 3rd spot away, and Kennedy crossed him right back over. 20 laps scored, 10 to go here for race long leader Jake Tim in 49.
Wire to wire thus far. Tim, that car maneuverable. Oh, trouble for Bobby Pierce, the smooth operator. Oh, yeah, boy, and not sure what happened there. Just caught the tail end of it as he was pointed around.
Coming back to green, 20 scored, 10 to go.
Jake Tim, Jim Chisholm reel us off into turns 1 and 2. Chisholm with a big run to the inside. Out the back straightaway. Tim gonna chop to the bottom. We've got trouble out front. Caution's out.
10 to go as we are ready to fire them back off in that Joe Provo Raceway start zone. 10 more times around. Green flag back in the air.
Full shot for Jake Tim's 49 machine. Taking 3 wide for just quick as a hiccup off of turn number 2. We've got trouble again.
Couple cars together entering turn number 1 here. 10 trips around. Friday night's main event's coming back to green.
Jake Tim once again the whole shot, gonna work us down into turns 1 and 2. Swan with a big wiggle right through the center of the speedway. She'll give the number 2 spot away to Tyler Nicely. Side by side, Sorensen, Stremme, and Swan up on the top side. We got a whole gaggle of hot rods trying to run down Tyler Nicely for second. Jake Tim still unabated.
Tim Nicely, Swan, Sorensen out of the top 4. Dustin Sorensen has moved by David Stremme to 4th here with the 19 car. We're going to work on Kennedy Swan's 18 car, try to get himself a podium finish here in that 19 car down the front straightaway. There's side by side for 3rd.
22 laps scored in the books and 8 laps to go. A main feature racing here on a Friday night at the Big Deal. Jake Tim, Tyler Nicely. I think we're about to have us a little shootout here. Nicely looks like he is putting on that 100-meter kick here in the final go.
Half a second disadvantage, 0.535. That time by the start-finish line. Sorensen has made the pass to 3rd in the 19. Kennedy Swan 4th. Mason Ziegler moving up as well. Ziegler now into the top 5 of the 25Z. Last time by 0.535, this time by 0.381. Here comes Tyler Nicely.
Tyler Nicely on the bottom, digging for taters as we'll work them down the back chute side. Jake Tim gonna bob to the bottom now, gonna break the momentum of the 25 machine. Nicely looking to roll to the outside. Up off a turn 4 to the stripe. They'll go 5 laps to go.
0.3 of a second the disadvantage. No disadvantage anymore. Jake Tim off the top side uses that high side momentum. Slingshot back to the race lead. He knows Tyler Nicely's there right now. And Nicely around the bottom. Side by side for the lead with 4 to go.
Absolute banger side by side racing for the top spot. Nicely on the inside of Jake Tim. Wheel to wheel, they touch off into 3 and 4. Hard on the brakes is Nicely trying to hold the bottom. Jake Tim gonna battle back on the outside. It'll be 3 to go this time.
Man, that was some hard contact right there for the lead. Tyler Nicely will lead to the stripe that time by 3 to go. Jake Tim gonna try to rally around the outside of the 49. See if he can't slingshot back to the race leader. Will come by. This time by with 2 to go. Leader Tyler Nicely in 25.
Into turn 3, you can see Jake Tim thought about it real good and hard. He was gonna toss him over his shoulder. He thought better of it. He thinks his time's coming. He's just gonna bite it as we work him down the back straightaway. Nicely working that bottom side, rolling around the tires nice and easy. Green flag gonna go, white flag behind the air last time around.
One more time as we work down the back straightaway. Driver started inside of the 4th row, raced his way to the lead. Is he gonna be able to hang on to it? Yes, sir, he is. Off turn 4, Friday night's winner, Tyler Nicely in 25.